All right, welcome back. Joachim Macebong, Senior Analyst Governance at STES, is joining me right now from Lagos. Hello, Joachim, and welcome to the program. Joachim, good morning. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me now, Joachim?
Yes, I think I can.
Okay. How are you doing today?
Fine, fine.
Okay, so let's get started. We're looking at CBN and Forex backlogs. That's the Central Bank of Nigeria said that it has cleared the valid FX backlog. What does this really mean for someone that perhaps does not even understand some of these jargons that we've been talking about in the past few months since Cardoso came in? And what does this mean largely for the economy?
Sorry, can you take that again? I can't hear you fully for some reason.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me on your end right now? I did ask earlier, would you like to explain what that step that the central bank has taken in terms of clearing the FX backlog, what it means for the economy, and why a Nigerian should be interested in knowing why the Central Bank of Nigeria has cleared the valid FX backlog?
Okay, thank you for that question, Nancy. I think we should start with just the fact that that there are two forex markets in Nigeria. There is the official market, and then there is the parallel market. The backlog that is being referred to is the official market the backlog is the official FX market that the CBN often intervenes in. Now, what happens is that the CBN used to have a rate, this the special rate that was different from the parallel market rate, and uh, companies that did business in Nigeria used to be able to get dollars from the CBN, at that special rate. Now, over time, the CBN was no longer able to fulfill some of those demands because of relative lack of foreign exchange. Now, now we are being told that that issue is being alleviated, and that is why Nigerians, should be interested in whether, uh, in whether or not the, 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 the backlog has been. It means that there are now some more dollars available to the CBN in order to clear, most, and all, according to what we say now, all of those requests, because all of those requests have to be verified, before they can be attended to. So now what the CBN has said is that all of those verified requests, have now been attended to. And what that should mean now is that the pressure on the parallel market should, the spread, the difference between the parallel market rate and the official market rate should close a little bit, because the CBN not having enough dollars, meant that people often went to the parallel market to basically fulfill some of that FX demand. But now that the CBN appears to have some more demand, some more dollars at its disposal, it can deal with some of those verified requests, and the pressure on the exchange rate, is likely to ease, and the difference between the official rate and the parallel market, which is likely to also narrow. Um, now that this has happened.
Joachim, how does this translate to the health of the naira moving forward? At least in the last few days, I've seen the naira appreciating. I've seen the naira appreciating. Do you think how would the health of the naira be moving along?
Sorry, can I take that again?
Okay, I asked earlier, how will this translate to the health of the naira?
Okay. So how will it translate to the health of the naira? Now, the CBN has taken some steps in the last few weeks. In his first MPC meeting, you know that the CBN governor raised interest rates, and by raising those rates, he has made the naira more attractive to people to hold. Now, there are indications that there's another interest rate hike increase coming, and that would mean that the naira would be even more, attractive to people to hold. Typically, because of just that, the margin between inflation, and interest rates, it meant that the naira was no longer as attractive to hold, compared to the dollar. But now we now expect the health of the naira to increase and to improve, because people are now going to be incentivized to hold the naira, in the coming month. Incentive for that increases due to interest rates hikes. So we should expect some better times for the naira going forward.
And what will that better times be for you if you want to calibrate the value of the naira? As an analyst, what will better times be in stormy times? I hope you understand my question. What will better times be for the naira amid stormy times? We know we're in a stormy economic environment, but what will better times be for the naira vis-a-vis where we were before, when the naira was trading close to 2,000 naira to $1?
Yeah, so I mean, it just depends on the various as they say, market forces, right? Of demand and supply. One thing that is clear, is that for as long as interest rates for the naira and for holding the naira were much below inflation, it wasn't really attractive to people to hold with, to trade, to trade with and all that. But as the gap with inflation begins to narrow, we are going to see that, we'll see that change. Now, the precise specifics of what that would mean and what that would look like, particularly vis-a-vis where we were before. So, for example, when the APC came to power, it was about 250 to the dollar. At the time, a few subsidies were removed, it was about 700. But now we are at about 1.4. So it just depends on how that interplay between demand and supply and the incentives to hold the naira. It just depends on how far the CBN is willing to go, to shore up confidence in naira, and then if they are prepared to go as far as possible, then we should see the naira really appreciate, and then hopefully we add other positive elements to that as well. Maybe with increased oil production and so on, and also increased exports of other products, as well. So it just depends, on a number of things regarding the actual value of the naira going forward. But I think that we are currently, as far as the CBN is concerned, and the steps it has taken, I think we are probably in a positive direction, particularly if interest rates are rise again, next week, as is widely expected.
All right, I think, Joachim, we'll leave it at that. Let's see in coming days what would happen. In fact, some others, I think, is it the airline sector, is also saying that they've not cleared all their backlogs, so they don't know where that is coming from. But let's see what happens, because even at the last MPC meeting, the CBN governor mentioned that Deloitte was engaged to independently assess or independently audit who these monies will be going to, and they found that a substantial amount was just, frivolities, as it were. So let's see what happens. Thank you very much for joining us this Monday, and have this Friday. I'm already in Monday. I don't even want Monday to come yet. I still want to go for the weekend. So thank you very much for joining us, and have a happy weekend.
Thank you, Nas.
All right. You too. Let's quickly take a break, and when we come back from the break, it will be time for us to get into the nitty-gritty of navigating household finance, your personal finance, or more even your family finance amid this high inflationary environment. My guest will be joining us when we come back from the break. Don't forget to connect with us also. The phone lines will be open in a bit so that you can also connect with me here. We'll be right back.